The AI honeymoon period might be ending sooner than we thought. As of right now, almost every major AI provider is moving in the same direction, at roughly the same time, away from the flat rate, all-you-can-eat subscription models towards usage-based token method billing. Features get removed from the cheaper tiers. Limits get tighter, AI get dumber.
Pardon me, Mr. Perfect!
And if this feels familiar, it should. Remember when Uber was suspiciously cheap, like cheaper than the bus cheap? You open the app, see 450 across town and think, wow, what a time to be alive. And then one day, the same ride is 22 and you just pay it, because what you're going to do? Learn the bus route again? And that's exactly what's happening with AI right now. Well, partially, and let me explain why. $20 lie. It was never a secret that AI providers operate at incredible losses. Even Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, said it out loud that his company loses money on every $200 plan subscriber.
And there's no money in here!
And the math behind that is quite simple. It is estimated that on average, on the subscription plan, user is consuming around 10x what was expected. Even more revealing numbers that from 900 million weekly ChatGPT's users, 94% pay nothing. And of course, it means that they need to cover that part from their own wallets. By own wallets, I mean VC money, but that was only the matter of time before things had to change because the business cannot operate with long losses. And it's happening sooner than anyone expected. On April 21st, developers started noticing that one little checkbox had changed on Anthropic's cloud pricing page, where the Pro plan once had the Claude Code included in the plan is gone. No email, no blog post, no changelog, just the feature that made half of these people subscribe in the first place was quietly removed from the cheapest paid tier. Of course, the internet noticed it, news lit up and went nuclear. The Anthropic's head of growth posted on X what might be one of the most poorly received corporate explanations on 2026. For clarity, we are running a small test on 2% of the new signups. But in reality, change was done to public pricing page visible to 100% of internet. Even if it was a mistake, what purpose was of this test? And the answer is quite simple. They wanted to see if there are users that are willing to pay more for the same product. And within 12 hours, Anthropic reversed the change, the checkbox came back, but the trust damage from this afternoon already happened. And the story gets worse. In the same week, a developer discovered that simply having the string Hermes MD in your Git commit history caused Claude Code to silently route your requests to extra billing. One user lost $200 in a single day while their max plan dashboard showed 86% remaining capacity. The string Hermes MD appears to have to treat it as a signal of third-party agent usage, which triggered billing to pay as you go. When the user contacted Anthropic, the company refused the refund, categorizing the overcharge as unrefundable technical error. A billing system that changes differently based on keywords in your commit messages is not a bug. It's a feature that went wrong. And the fact that they tried not to refund it tells you everything about the direction things are heading. GitHub. 2 days before the Claude Code drama, GitHub quietly paused new signups for its paid Copilot plans. And a week later came the real announcement that starting from June 1st, all GitHub Copilot plans moved to usage-based billing. So instead of used X premium requests per month, you now will be buying GitHub AI credits measuring in tokens at per model API rates. Not only that, but some high-tier models are being removed entirely for these plans. You will get less, but pay the same price, which is basically wiping out GitHub's value for the most of the users. If GitHub is just on matching API token prices, what is exactly the value of being the middleman? Copilot? Let's not forget also the outrageous attempt to bill on our personal GitHub runner usage. So let's be cautious here, we can expect anything. Sadly, this makes more and more projects and people go away from the platform that has been default choice for many. Not only features are being removed, but also are getting limited. If you have been using Cloud and ChatGPT or Copilot and felt like something has changed, like AI got lazier or stopped writing complete code, started giving you half answers, well, you're not imagining it, you're not crazy, that's actually happening. MD's AI division analyzed 7K Claude Code session files, and the conclusion starting in February, the Cloud's reasoning depth has dropped sharply. The post summarizes a 67% drop and created a term AI shrinkflation. Think about that phrase. You know shrinkflation from the grocery store. Same price, smaller box. And that's what's happening with the AI models. Same $20, less intelligence. And interestingly enough, Anthropic actually admitted it, which almost never happens. And of course, this is also done to push to use the newest models which have those 10x multipliers to test the grounds on how much users are willing to pay. Obvious question that nobody in the industry wants you to ask: if the $20% plan was never sustainable, why did you sell it to me? First of all, it's a drug dealer model. This is the Uber's playbook applied to AI. Make the product cheap or even lose the money to get everyone hooked. And companies, well, fell for it. They're actively pushing the AI usage, build their process around it, and make sure that everyone in the company uses it. Once enough people rely on it and switching away now costs to the roof, they can proudly raise the prices. And the evidence is all over the place. Increased cost of the tokens, the change of the billing, the increase in the plans. Both OpenAI and Anthropic are planning go public. After Uber went public, the ride prices nearly doubled. The pattern is documented, the pattern repeats, the hook is deep. And here we start to see the first cracks that should be very alarming to big tech companies. In December, Uber gave 5,000 engineers access to Claude Code. By February, usage doubled. By March, it was 95% of Uber engineers using tools actively. 84% were doing agentic code. 70% of all committed code was AI generated. The hook is deep. Which followed by one of the smartest moves ever: leaderboards ranking engineers by token usage. And it worked. Engineers started token maxing their way up the charts. And then came the bill. Just in 4 months, the whole year's AI budget got burned away. Just quickly crunching the numbers, let's say 5k developers estimated per engineer cost is like $500 on average, resulting in 2.5 mil a month, 30 mil a year. Now let's scale that to these 95% of Uber engineers. Think about what this means. Uber, a multi-billion company with a sophisticated finance team, and they couldn't predict how fast AI cost would spiral. And this story is not like a freak event, it's a leading indicator. Every company that is adopting the token-priced AI without modeling the actual usage patterns, well, is about to get surprised. And of course, the scary part is what will be used to cover those expenses. The new wave of layoffs? Or maybe the opposite, and the joke that the most efficient token saving strategy is to hire junior devs will be real. And of course there is a fair argument from the provider side. These tools are expensive. A long-running coding agent is not the same as the chatbot. Nobody predicted that agentic AI tools like Claude Code or Copilot running hours on autopilot would consume 10 or 100x more tokens than a normal chatbot conversation. A chat is one thing, but a long-running coding agent is another. Imagine a human like sending 50 prompts a day. Now compare that with an agent that runs 10 steps per task, retries failed steps, read files, write files, and spawns sub-agents. One user no longer equals one workload. Having unlimited plan is like having unlimited electricity plan. It just doesn't make sense. But there is also a fair argument from the user side. AI companies trained the market to expect cheap, unlimited feeling access. They encouraged the dependence. They made these tools part of the daily work. And now the switching costs are high, the terms are changing. This is what are making people angry. Not only because AI is getting more expensive, but because the deal feels like it's changed after the users already was hooked in. And to be fair, everything will even it out at some point, but let's expect more scary tests and strategies in place before that happens. The future of AI pricing is probably not one simple monthly fee. It is going to be credits, usage buckets, averages, premium model, multipliers, promotions, meters, and etc. The cheap tier will still exist, but it will increasingly be for casual use. The serious work coding engines, long reasoning, background tasks, multi-agent systems, and frontier models will be moved closer to these cloud billing expectations. So the real question is not whether AI is useful. It clearly is. The question is whether users and companies are ready for the real cost of using it at large scale. The subsidy phase is ending, and now the bill is arriving. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like, subscribe, your support is highly appreciated. Let me know what you think about this whole situation down in the comments. And as always, keep coding, and I see you next time.